So you're seeing a lesbian for the first time. Good. The next lesbian you see, it won't be your first one.
I don't think either of them are gay. I think they were just really horny teenage boys. And I remember the one boy said to me, he's like, the trick is to not look at each other.
But she's very DL.
Still.
Sad. But money. You know when Nigerians have money?
Yeah, I do.
No, she had money.
Because there's always a theme, and I just love a theme. I think a theme's so fun.
The queers, we love a theme.
Yeah, we like to go a bit mad. The heteros, not so much.
They're boring. I wouldn't know. I don't go to hetero clubs, but I'm guessing that they're boring.
I haven't been to one for a long time, so I actually couldn't tell you.
It's been a while.
I think I put myself through it so much at uni, and I was like, do you know what? I've had enough, which is really annoying because so many of my friends were gay. So I thought, how is this actually?
I was surrounded by the straights at uni. The straights.
Wait, in London?
Brighton.
Oh.
Which is ironic, isn't it? But I had just moved to the UK. So I didn't even know that Brighton was a very gay place.
That's such a nice coincidence.
It is, but I wasn't out yet.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had this internalized homophobia with me where I was judging every single, that person is gay.
Yeah.
God is going to punish you. That was my thought for the longest time. But it was actually at uni, at the end of uni, when my housemate was like, Heather, I think you're gay. And I was like, oh, I don't think so. And here we are.
Here we are.
2025.
So you didn't really get to make the most of revenge then?
No. But I made it up in my 20s. I was a whore.
As you should be.
But proudly.
Yeah. We don't shame on this show.
No, we judge. Yeah. We listen and we don't judge.
I fucking love revenge. It's such a good club. when did I go? I've only been once yet. I went for my 25th in February. And it's just so fun.
I went once because my friend worked there.
Okay.
The one time. And I remember just thinking, there's a lot of white people in here.
There are a lot in it. There are a lot. To be honest, I do fancy everyone. Like I feel like if I vibe with you, I vibe with you regardless. Obviously I think we all have a preference whether we want to admit it or not, you know? But yeah, I hear
what you're saying.
It's very white, like Lady Gaga twins.
I think that's why. Oh wait, is this part of the? I wanted to know if you started over with this chat.
Do you know what it is, right? So with me, I don't really do an intro because people just find it a bit. Yeah, it just puts people off. So I just start talking and just naturally, I'll just cut when it seems right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's it. I can get comfortable.
One of them.
But no. So yes, Brighton was. It was. You wouldn't think I went to Brighton Uni, basically, long story short. You wouldn't think so. Revenge was, yeah. But I don't know what I was going to say now. My mind's gone completely blank. But we'll get into it. I know we will.
Yeah, I think I'd move to Brighton if I could.
Now?
Actually, I don't know about that.
It was fun back then, innit?
Yeah, it was a bit of a stretch, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I think I would have thrived as a teenager or in my early 20s. Okay, maybe not.
I look back at uni and think about my experiences and cringe because I was so deeply in the closet that I wish I had that time to basically do everything that people at uni can do. I can only imagine how my life would have been if I was out back then. Yeah. But I was literally just coming from Nigeria. And I'd grown up there my whole life. So it was no space to be gay. It wasn't even an option. So it was just very, just pushing it away. But it was weird because I used to get very nervous around girls. I had one particular lecturer, every time in the lecture, I couldn't concentrate. There was one time I had to leave the room because I was like, oh my God, she's just so hot. But I couldn't tell anybody because it seemed wrong. It seemed wrong to tell people that I find this person attractive, even though I was not out, I was not gay. I'm like, anything that I say can make me seem gay. So I'm going to not seem gay. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go after all the men. I'm going to go...
wow, okay.
But not really at uni, actually. At uni, I didn't go after the men like that. I think it was more like secondary school. I was dating a lot of guys. And the truth was that the reason I did that is because I was trying to find the one, or that feeling that everyone's telling me about.
Like, get rid of your face.
Yeah, exactly. Who's going to come and distract me? Who's going to come and make me feel like I am a very straight woman and I am capable of being in a very straight marriage and a very straight relationship and having straight kids and live in a straight country. I'm talking about Nigeria, and do straight things for the rest of my life.
Sounds too straight for me personally.
It sounds a bit too straight. I feel like it's a bit too straight for me as well, which is probably why I turned out really gay. But I've always been gay. It just took a very long time to even say it to myself.
I feel like Nigeria is very like heavily known to be one of those places that it's like very anti-gay. Kind of similar to Jamaica. Our countries are actually quite similar in a sense.
They are. Jamaica has a lot of similarities with Nigeria, especially when it comes to homophobia.
Yeah.
Like you guys have you're very, very strict about it. And I think from the outside, people think Jamaicans are very you guys are very open-minded,
for the most part,
very colourful, and you embrace things. But very much like Nigeria as well, when it comes to things like that, they just...
But it's weird though, because I was doing some research last night trying to compare, and it's very much like, so it's not being gay that's illegal, but it's like gay acts, right?
So different states have different laws.
Okay.
In Lagos State, which is where I usually hold my events, it says illegal to be in the act of homosexuality. Now, the act is not necessarily... doesn't necessarily say what it is, but we can say like possibly kissing or having sex, that kind of thing. However, like most countries, aside from the law, we have jungle justice. So people take the law into their own hands.
Cool.
Nigeria has a lot of laws. Like we are not a country where we're told that we should be driving badly, yet we still drive badly. There are laws that you should be driving properly, but people break the law because they pick and choose what they want to follow.
Yeah,
and it
inevitably.
doesn't exactly. So before they even put in the law that it's illegal to be gay, the country didn't like gay people anyway. So the law came out. They say they don't care if you're doing the act, if you're not doing the act. They don't want you to be gay, period. So it's one of those things where the people are the ones where you're gonna deal with them a lot.
But it's so interesting because I know that I'm trying to connect with like people in like my country who are like out, because I just think it's so admirable, quite scary to be honest, but I do respect it. And I've been in conversation with a very popular gay YouTuber. I said to him, look, when I come to Jamaica, I would love to talk to you. But in the back of my head, I thought, how are we going to rent a space?
Yeah.
How are we going to film without like someone overhearing our conversation, you know? But he's so out there, and I think. But I don't know. I don't have the answers.
I shot a podcast in Nigeria.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought as well. Yeah,
so I shot. But for me, I looked for a lot of podcast studios, and I looked for one that I thought the people were on there were a lot of creatives, or I don't want to say celebrities, but they're used to hearing outrageous stories. So when they hear stories, they're not going to be like, oh my God, what's that? So I looked for places where they've probably spoke about, not similar things, but you've spoken about outrageous things and, things like that. So the studio is used to that.
Yeah.
Then being in Nigeria, it's cheaper. They actually offer to edit the entire podcast for you within like a really short period of time, a couple of days. I said no, because it means that somebody would have to go through that footage and hear what these people are saying. So in this case, I had to edit the footage myself. When it came to like giving the footage, we got it like straight away. We're getting the footage straight away so that they don't have time to actually look at the footage as well. During our podcast, we got stopped about 3 times. Somebody came in about 3 times, and each time they came in, you could tell that the guests were a bit uncomfortable, because obviously we're right in the middle of a conversation and you're saying something very personal.
And you're interrupting it.
Yeah. And so that person can be put in jail. So you're very wary that you want them to feel as comfortable. I'm also aware that I can't ask the questions that I would necessarily want to ask, like the really deep and personal questions, because I'm just so afraid and aware that this might just
explode.
Exactly. So as much as even just advertising the podcast, you want it to do well, but at the same time, you don't want it to do well in some certain places. I don't want it to do well in Nigeria. I want it to, but I don't want it to.
Because then if those people get recognised, it's not...
I mean, everybody, before you come on the podcast, you know what the podcast is. You've already watched our podcast before, so you're coming on it, you know what it's about. But at the same, and usually most people are out already as well. But I think it's just discomfort. Somebody can make you very uncomfortable after seeing that podcast. They may not make your life hell. You may not go to prison, but they can just be like, oh, so you're gay. I saw you in the podcast. So you're a gay person now. you like women, or they'll just say something that'll just bring you down. And every day, this is what not Nigerians, people who are homophobic, they break you down little by little. They give you comment by comment by comment. They make you feel so
Builds
little.
up, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult, but I feel like don't give up on that dream of interviewing people in Jamaica.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find quite clearly he does. Let me show you. I don't want to say his name, but let me show you him. Because quite clearly it's working for him. So, like, I just need to find out what he's doing to, but he's in, I don't know if you're familiar with Jamaica. He's in Kingston, which is, like, known as, like, the roughest spot in the country.
Is it?
Supposedly so. So my dad went not too long ago, and he literally was meeting locals out and about, and they literally said to him, don't go to Kingston. Like, that was the common thing. But all the Bob Marley stuff's there, like all the museums and memorial stuff. So my dad was like, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet next time because I really want to go.
Yeah.
So let me just find him real quick.
No worries.
But yeah, one of them. I don't know if you'll know him, but you know, like when someone's like popular, like in your space.
I know. I don't. Let me see.
That's him.
I don't know him, but I want to. Oh my god.
I will send you his YouTube.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's very fabulous.
Gorgeous human being. Oh my god.
Face beat. Yeah.
Yes, I would watch that podcast. I would watch that podcast.
Give me
a couple months.
some time. Yeah. But anyway, so this is so exciting. So I've actually been following you for quite a few months because I just think you're really cool.
Thank you.
Like, you know, when you just think someone's really cool, but you think, okay, do you know what?
I don't think I'm very cool.
Okay, I think you're quite cool. Let me big you up. take the compliment. And I drafted the message a couple of times, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Leave it. And I thought, oh, do you know what? And like 2025 is very much about like biting the bullet and saying, do you know what? It. Like, granted,
I like that attitude.
Even though I did ask you like in 2024, but even still,
that's okay. It doesn't count.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
What's your take on like the new year and like resolutions? Because you're quite a busy person from the vibe that I gathered when we've spoken. What's your how are you tackling 2025? What are you saying?
So I was at 2025 is. So what I'm busy with, obviously, is I run 2 events, but the backbone of those 2 events is activism, and that's what I started them in the first place. So I would say 2025 is about continuing the activism and never forgetting that in countries, you know, people still like we just spoke about Jamaica and Nigeria, people are still living in fear because of who they are. And as long as people are still living in fear about who they are, there's a job for me to do. And so 2025 is a continuation of what I've been doing for the last couple of years, to be fair. Yeah, thank you.
Do you have any personal goals, aside from your work?
Yeah, I need to get my credit score to be my credit score.
I hear that.
Yeah, credit score is a big one. Credit score, kind of get my finances in check. I basically get my together. I turn 30 next year. So I really want
Swear?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Black really don't cry, do they? I thought we were the same age.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, I genuinely thought we were the same age.
Yeah, no, it's my last year of being in my 20s. So I think I need to get my together.
Last year to go reckless.
I guess so. I'll try to as best as I can. But yeah, so last year to really get my together, you know, try and I don't know, I do feel more settled than I've ever really been in my life, to be fair.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is really exciting. I do. I mean, my life goal is to have a child. My life goal is to have a child. That is my life goal, is to have a child. So I've always known I wanted a child through IVF. So
it's possible.
This year is about, and next year is about looking at sperm donors.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting one.
I have a friend, whose son has just turned 1 and he's through sperm donor.
Really?
Yeah. The process was, I don't want to speak for in case I get this wrong. I don't think it was as difficult as it is for the average person because she seemed to get pregnant very, very... It definitely wasn't the first round. It definitely wasn't the first round. I think anyone who gets pregnant on the first round is just very, very lucky. But I think it was a lot quicker than it is for the average person. But I love that.
It's really... I think people are very afraid of family. Especially people think that queer people can't have a family.
Yeah.
So when I say no, I want children, I want a house. I guess that's why, that's why I want to get my together. It's because my child or my children need somebody who has it together.
You need a stable home.
Yeah. So I'm kind of planning for that.
Yeah.
And I suppose if I meet someone, it's something that they would have to know that, look, in like about 3 years time.
That's fair though. I've actually made the mentality now that when I like try to actively date. So in the sense where like, I mean, I'm 25 and obviously because I'll be with a man, like my circumstances make it a bit more, not to discredit, but slightly more difficult because neither of us are going to be the one carrying a child. Right. So in my head, it's very much like I need to know from the jump or very early on if you want a baby, because if you don't, respectfully, you are wasting my time. Do you know what I mean? And people, my friends always say to me, like, oh, Jord, but you're 25. I was like, yeah, but guys, think of it this way. If I'm 25, I need to be with someone for at least 2 or 3 years, really. Yep. And then it's probably going to take probably like another 2 or 3 years to actually get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Because even adoption's a really difficult process as well.
It's a very, very long process. It's honestly a very long process. You know? And it's something that like you have to think about. I mean, going to your GP, I know that I have had complications because I've been in the hospital for all sorts of things over the last couple of years. So it's affected a lot of things. So it's one of those adult things you have to do, going to your GP and be like, this is what I want to do. I need to get checked. You know, what am I eligible for from the NHS? You might as well take advantage of that as well. Like, you just really and truly like, what am I eligible for? You know, in terms of a lesbian woman, like now in 2025, what are the options there for me? What do I need to pay for myself? And how can I start saving up towards that? But I think it's a natural thing. And I think it's something that people just think that gay people, we just want to just hibernate or rest of our lives.
I think because we're perceived to be quite like promiscuous and reckless. I think the idea of like gay people having children is quite out of touch and quite unrealistic. Do you know what I mean? But even like I would quite happily, if I'm in a position to do so, I'd quite happily be a single parent.
Me too.
I'm just very much like, I don't want to miss out on certain things because of who I lie next to or because I don't find someone. Just doesn't make sense to me.
I've always thought I'll be a single parent, not in a sad way. And I say this to every single girlfriend I've had before we break up. I said, and it's maybe this is me being toxic.
As you're going to break up,
no, but at the beginning, I was like, I know you love me, but I have a feeling I'm going to be a single mum. And this might be jinxing it, but I don't believe in jinxing, so I don't really care. But like, I'd be in a relationship, I'm like, if this doesn't work out, I'm still going to be a single mum. It's just something I always tell people. I'm still going to be a single mum. Like, I'm still going to have, like, if this stops. I don't know why. And I think, do you know what? I think I know why. I think I'm just afraid of I'm afraid that people are going to leave me inevitably.
So is it kind of like you're kind of like projecting an insecurity before you... Yeah. You're a queer. You can't help it. You actually can't help it.
I can. I should be more... I think over the years you learn. I mean, I haven't dated properly in about 3 years. Yeah. So I feel like before I used to be like that. And then now I'm so cautious of doing or saying the right thing that I've just kind of like left it. I'm like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. I just don't want to. I don't want to date. I'm just really scared that someone's going to do something and destroy my life. So I'm just going to stay away from it.
I hate that for you. The thing is, though, right. Not to come across like a creep, because obviously, but like you are gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
So I feel like you would probably be able to like catch gal quite easily.
Do you know what? It's just a face, and I know it sounds really funny when I say that. No, it's because my entire life, basically, when I hit puberty. Before that, I was not a very attractive person at school. Primary school, entering secondary school. I hit puberty. All of a sudden, everyone's noticing me. All of a sudden, all the boys are talking to me. The girls hate me because the boys are looking at me. And I realized over time, it's just a face, you know? Like, sometimes I put on makeup and I'm like, I look really pretty. But that doesn't say anything about me. Like, it says that I'm pretty. Well, what else have I done?
I guess because it's girl on girl interaction, and girls are less selfish when it comes to looks compared to men. Do you know what I mean?
I hear that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I feel like, especially straight men, I feel like straight men just wouldn't be with a woman they find unattractive.
Yeah.
And probably gay men to an extent as well, to be honest.
Straight men.
Whereas I feel like straight women and gay women would be quite happy to be with someone who isn't necessarily conventionally attractive, but they tick every other box.
That's the word. It's you're pretty according to what
society says.
Exactly.
Is pretty.
So I feel like sometimes when people give me a compliment, I appreciate the compliment. But in the back of my head, I'm also thinking, it's just I don't know why I always just say it's just a face. I think it's because I've also gone out with people or approached people who are very attractive or who I find very attractive and realized that they were very boring or very self-centered or just regular schmegular. And I'm sorry, it removes the magic, because you see someone that's very attractive, you're like, oh my God, this person everything about them must be attractive. Everything about them, like their lives, everything. Nah.
But thing is, subjectively attractive people can be dependent on their looks. Do you know what I mean? You'll be surprised how
preach.
You'd be surprised how people who are like subjectively attractive can get you in a loophole. Because it almost like puts you. It kind of makes you like it makes you kind of believe that you're on like a higher status to be with someone who's like fine.
Oh my God, my entire dating life, I've had people date me simply because they wanted to date Kemi from TikTok. Like they just wanted to say that they've dated Kemi from TikTok.
I hate that.
I hate that too, because you don't know when somebody's being genuine, but you start to clock it when you're going out and they're taking selfies and videos of you when you're out, like taking like couple pictures. But you're not even there. It's not even been a month. Why are we taking pictures in the club?
Intense.
It's just oh my God. And then you can be really nice and caring. You are the best person I've ever met in my life. As in, you're just like, and maybe like making them breakfast. Nobody's ever made you breakfast. That's a lie. Your mama made you breakfast. Your daddy probably made you breakfast. If not, I'm sorry. Like, that is such a lie. People chat so much.
Are you quite big in like in London for like in like lesbian spaces? Because I know your TikTok following is pretty big.
Yeah.
Like, is it like...
the internet doesn't like people being humble. The internet doesn't like people. I would say though, when I go out to queer events in London, I definitely know majority of the people.
Love that.
Yeah, definitely.
So hard being famous.
It's not famous. I think I'm just. There's not a lot of people. Well, now there is, but I think when I started TikTok, there wasn't a lot of queer UK lesbians, especially Black UK lesbians that were on TikTok and on social media. So I feel like when I started, there wasn't really a lot of us, but over time there's been getting more. But I feel like the people I know that are like ages of my age, kind of like 25 up. The 25 down, I don't think they know who I am. They do not care.
Maybe you're like entering. No, you're too young for auntie mode.
I am an auntie. I feel like I am an auntie. My cousins, my baby cousins, remind me every day that I'm an auntie.
I feel like you're like on borderline. I don't know what age auntie mode is. I feel like it's like mid-30s.
I feel like it's a personality. Okay. It's a personality. I've been told this a lot, and I think it's because I don't know. I feel like many people call me aunt. My cousins call me auntie. I don't like it. I told them stop doing that, but I get it as well because. I'm always dressed a certain way around them, basically like an auntie. I'm always the one you can count on when you need something or advice for something. I feel like that is what gives you
give
auntie.
Reliable.
Yeah, like a dog.
To be fair, I'm coming to the to the like what's not awareness, but like I'm becoming very like I guess aware that like a lot of the people that listen to what I do are like younger, like Black queer men, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Which is like pretty cool because it's what I would have loved when I was like 19, 18. And I have this one subscriber called, let me not say his name, let me not bait him out in the streets, but I have this one subscriber, right, and he's like, oh, like, I just watched this, you're my favourite, blah, 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 thank you, Uncle Jord. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like 6 years older than you. But I guess 6 years is quite a lot when you deep
to them. We are, I think it is fair to say that we are role models, and we should big ourselves up for that.
Goats.
Yeah, because we know that we would be watching ourselves if we were younger. Like, I would be watching my podcast if I was younger.
Yeah. Did you have anyone to watch it when you were younger? I don't think I did.
No. In terms of being gay?
Yeah.
No. There was no one on Nigerian television.
Do you know what it is, though, right? What I find when I watch TV now from, like, time back, from when we were, like, younger, a lot of, like, gay characters were just kind of seen as, like, weirdos.
Yeah. Do you know what? Sorry to interrupt, but...
Go ahead.
On TikTok, you see a lot of people do skits, right? Men in women's clothing. They do very funny skits all over TikTok, all over Nigerian TikTok. They pretend to be aunties, wives, mothers, etc., etc. To me, that means you're a drag queen. Pretend to be aunties, wives, mothers, etc., etc. To me, that means you're a drag queen. Surely. Not, but you are... How do I put this? I don't know if you've seen the videos where a guy would put on like a scarf as if it's a wig.
Oh yes, I
lipstick,
have. Yes.
And start making a video pretending to either be an auntie or a mom or something. Sometimes putting balloon as boobs and all that kind of stuff. Gets millions of views. Yeah, and I'm like, you guys are all knowing that you're watching a man in female clothing.
Is this Nigeria's version of like comedy?
Yeah. It's so ingrained into our culture that we don't actually think, oh my God, we're watching a guy in a dress.
Yeah.
We're watching someone do drag. Essentially, we're watching someone do drag.
Yeah.
Like it's a massive part of queer culture, but it is so it's so in our especially on it's huge in Nigeria and TikTok. It is so ingrained in us that we don't even notice it. And I think that's the point. Like, that's why I wanted to create events as well. I wanted you to go to an event and have fun and completely forget about the fact that you're fighting for your rights, because you don't have to worry about it. I'll worry about that.
Yeah.
But just know that for every time you're partying, the more and more people that come, or the more and more people that talk about this, the more we normalize it as well. Nigerians, they're going to see, if they see my videos, lesbian videos, they've probably seen quite a few of them. I want you to be like, yeah, I've seen that girl before. Let it be normal. Let it be normal to see me. Let it be normal to see gay people. Let it not be, this is the first gay person. No. I want you to watch our podcast and be like, this is like the fifth gay person I know.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. I want you to realize how many we are. You know, how many like that you have somebody gay in your family, you just don't know.
Yeah.
It's like 1 in 5.
People get so shocked by that. I have a friend, right, who I went to uni with. And I remember saying that to, I think I said 1 in 4, 1 in 5 or something like that. And he was, oh, that can't be true because I'm in a mate of like, I'm in a group of 20 and
Bro.
I was like, 4 of them have had their, I need to stop swearing because I have so long to cut out. 4 of them have had their dicks sucked by another man.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It happens. It happens. Even I went to boarding school. Listen, the boys, when the boys are alone in the boarding house, and it's usually the boys, sometimes the girls.
Yeah.
But it's usually the boys for some strange reason.
Yeah.
It probably starts at like hazing. You start something like really inappropriate or something. I don't know. Boys always tend to do like...
It's play as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you start to play. You start to play. You're joking around. You know, even sometimes I feel like men, they have these the things when they ask people to like run around naked and things like that.
Yeah.
Or be in the shower naked. And there's nothing, obviously there's nothing gay about that. But I've heard, you say so, okay. But I've had a lot of people, you just sip that very, very. I've had a lot of people, you know, have experiences with guys when, you know, you're seeing a guy in that situation where you're both in a bathroom together or something. You're just like, oh, I might as well just. That was my very bad.
Yeah. I can remember at school, it used to be like a thing for everyone to like whack their dicks out, but like, I would never do that. I remember... Do I have any gay friends from school? No, I don't. But well, not men anyway. So it's a bit different when I had the girls, but they had their own things. So it's not the same. And I remember thinking, this is just so bizarre. I was like, why is it I'm the one that likes men, but I'm the one who's probably least likely to, I mean, granted, because I probably enjoyed it or would have enjoyed it, but you know what I mean? I remember I had 2 friends, right, and I really hope no one who's linked to me listens to this. I have 2 friends, right, and I remember them telling me this, right, and I think when they told me this, they thought it wasn't weird. So then I went and told someone else, and they were like, Jord, what the f***? That is so strange. Who told you that? I was like, oh, nobody. So I had 2 friends, they definitely won't listen to this. I think a mutual might, but they definitely won't. And I remember they used to watch porn together, right?
That's very common.
Right? And I remember saying, oh, that's interesting. But they were like breadwins. Like I don't think either of them are gay. I think they were just really horny teenage boys. And I remember the one boy said to me, he's like, the trick is to not look at each other. I remember thinking,
I can top that story.
Go on.
I know someone that had a threesome with his brother.
Oh.
So with one girl and him and his brother.
But obviously he's not touching the brother, right?
Not touching the brother, but you're sleeping with the girl.
That's common. I've heard.
It's weird. And one thing he said was, you're trying not to make eye contact with your brother who is currently having sex. Do you get what I mean?
But why?
Because you're basically, you're watching your brother have sex. You're watching that.
Do you know what though? Like some brothers have a really close bond like that. I've known cousins. Do you know? I've actually known brothers to do that as well.
I've known cousins to do that, but I feel like it's a bit.
Nah, you still have the same blood. You still have the same.
No. I mean, that's what I say. It's a bit messed up. Like it's a bit. It's still like. I don't want to say weird because I don't like to. It's weird.
It's different.
weird. It's different. It's different. It's different. Yeah. It's different. It's definitely different. It's different, but it's not uncommon.
No.
It's different, but definitely not uncommon.
We shouldn't normalise it though, but
we should. No. This is not something that we're like, go and date your sisters.
We're not advocating for that.
No. But we do love to share a story of people that know our son will watch this and be like,
big up you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching this and that's you, I hope you're at a better place right now.
Got support facilities in the link below. If needs must. With that being said, then, because I remember I wanted to ask this lesbian this when I had her on my podcast, but I completely forgot and I was so angry at myself.
Ask me.
So because you just about boarding school and stuff, yeah? So because in our culture, for men in particular, DLs is huge. And do you know what, right? It really annoys me how big it is in London, because I think you're literally...
Is it? Really?
You're literally so many black men. I'm like, you're literally in the most diverse city in Europe.
Yes. I will say, even at Adire Nights, like even at that event, a lot of the gay men that come here, it's very difficult to take photos at our event because I'm aware that many people don't want to be photographed.
You can take photos of me on Valentine's Day. It's all good.
Okay, I'll make sure
Valentine's Day?
It is the 15th.
Okay, close enough. Yeah,
it's the 15th, yeah.
I can't wait.
But some people are very much DL and they do not want to...
There's different levels of DL though, because I'm starting to learn there's different levels, because I've always seen DL as like... wouldn't go to an event, very discreet, just wants to have sex. But there seems to be like a new era pending, because I remember I went to Pussy Palace, right, and I met this boy there. I know a bit...
No, I want to hear it. I love it.
You've been to Pussy Palace?
Yeah, I like Pussy Palace.
God, I am reckless in that club. And I met this boy there, right? Beautiful man, gorgeous. God, I hope he's well. Miss him. And he told me that he wasn't out. And I thought, how have you made it to an event? I do think there are like different like levels, because there's also like being out, because there's being out to your friends or not your family. That I can cope with. I wouldn't want to, but that I can cope with. But like, I don't know. I don't really see how you can be DL and like go into an event. It just, personally, because the DLs that I used to know were the ones that just would stay way away from it.
I think a lot of people, they want to meet other people. They just don't know where to meet other people.
Yeah.
And at a place where they are not going to be judged. I think especially being black, I don't know if you have a lot of black gay clubs in the UK or in London, in terms of even male gay clubs. I would feel like, is there? No. And I feel like that's really important for a lot of black men, especially, to feel safe. If you're going to a predominantly white space, there's nothing that's going to make you feel comfortable. I feel like many people, gay people, don't feel connected to the gay culture, especially in the UK if you're black.
Yeah.
Because gay culture is so heavily embodied in pop music, Jojo Siwa,
it's not for us.
It's not. The same way that, like, you know, we have our own events. It's because we have different music that we like. It doesn't matter if you're gay, you still like some certain kind of music.
Yeah.
You still like a certain kind of vibe.
Agreed.
You know, there's a certain kind of safety that comes with it as well, when you know that there's more people like you. But if you're going to a place where, fine, they're men, but they could not be any more opposite than you, you're just not going to feel comfortable. Coming to Pussy Palace, I would say, is quite extreme, because I've dated somebody who has been... I've dated quite a few people who have been on the DL, even to their families.
Okay.
And I remember a couple of years back, I wanted to bring somebody to Pussy Palace. And I remember it being a really big thing because they saw Pussy Palace as the epitome of gayness. Like, going there was going to be like, it was too much. And it actually was too much for them. And I realized that...
It's a lot in that club.
It is. I mean, it's a lot in some gay clubs, because if you're not used to seeing people... be body positive, for example, so dress the way that they want, you're gonna do a double take every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you're not used to people, being very intoxicated, or you're not used to people showing their love very openly, so gay people kissing and dancing, you are going to get very overwhelmed if you're new to the scene. It is a lot. It is, if someone's new on the scene, and depending on how you are, if you're someone that likes excitement, you would love it. If you're someone that's newly out and you're still learning to love yourself, you may struggle, because you may see that and you may think of it as everything our parents told us that it was, which is evil, terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at this sin. But you go to any other club in London and it's the exact same thing. It just looks worse because everyone else is gay and they tell you that you're supposed to think that it's bad. But it is like the exact same club you're seeing 5 minutes down the road. It's just people are of different genders.
Yeah.
It's a hard life. It's a hard life.
It is a hard life.
It's a hard life to be us, really and truly.
But I really enjoy it, and I don't know if you can relate the same. I'm finding that, because I'm from a space in an area where it's very predominantly white, I'm really enjoying being in London and connecting with people, because I find that the black queer scene, for the most part, is very...
close-knit?
I would say so, yeah. I would say so, yeah. And like, for me, someone who's like respectfully quite a small creator, I always see followers out. Literally every time.
Yeah, and do they approach you as well?
No, more time than not. They don't usually know my name, but I'll take what I can get. A win is a f***ing win. Yeah. And it's just it's so warm and so wholesome. I don't get that back home. You know, and I'm really grateful, and I'm just really happy to be like in the space with other people who think the same and do the same as me. But no, what I was going to ask is, I don't know if you kind of already answered it, but like is like being DL as a woman like on the same like level or energy, because the DL men is just extreme.
So
it's crazy.
I would say on the whole we have quite an open community. The gay community is quite open. I mean, we have so many events now, so many people doing events right now.
Yeah,
there's like 20 to 25 different event companies in the UK, in London, sorry, that do lesbian events. So I'll say there's definitely room to be open, but people who come from more of a traditional background, I think really struggle. And also what I've learned is a lot of people who have a more Islamic background. So if you're East African, for example, I found that many people, when you're dating somebody who's queer or who's gay, but they are also religious, to be fair, it could be really any religion, they really, really struggle. And I'm someone that loves East African women. So, and Middle Eastern women. So I've had a lot of experiences with people who are very much gay, but very much DL, and don't even want to go to an event. But I found that that's not obviously because they are afraid of sometimes they're afraid of being recognized by just anybody, a neighbor or a friend or whatever it might be. Other times it's almost like by going out, you're validating your queerness, and they don't necessarily want to do that because it makes them feel like they have to pick one or the other. And I'm actually someone that's a Christian, so I talk about this very often about people being both. So I'm a Christian. I grew up being a Christian, but I rediscovered God when I was about 18. I kind of did my own research and learned that not only was I just born to praise God, but I actually love God. Like actually,
me too.
It's all beautiful. So, and because of that, I feel like it's very hard to watch somebody physically be sad because they can't be themselves, but you're loving somebody who encourages you to love yourself, who encourages you to love everybody else. And it's really difficult because you don't want to come out. Obviously the repercussions and sometimes are really, really hard, especially with their families.
Of course,
there's a lot of lesbians who are DL, and I feel like the people that are the people that have strong ties with their families, or maybe even don't have strong ties with their families, but they want to have a tie with their family,
or like rooted in tradition as well.
Exactly. And as somebody who, when I moved here, like I said, I was very, very homophobic towards my own self. I know how it feels to be confused, to just be so confused, to want to be gay, but to also just not want people to make a thing out of it. I think many people just feel like, I'm gay, but you don't have to say it every time. And I used to get offended by that. I used to be like, what do you mean? You should be out there proud. And I realized that for some people, their journeys are very different than others.
It's not linear, is it?
No, it's not. It's very, very different. And I've learned now that, for example, I can't date somebody that's not out. And that's not that's not me saying that I don't like you. That's just me saying from my experience.
Not good for your self-esteem.
No, I don't want to feel if you don't really like yourself, but I'm like you. Do you really like me? Like, do I don't want it that I do. So I've been in that situation for too many. I'm tired of being somebody's friend. I don't want to be somebody's friend.
Godder Phillips said this to me. How did he word it? He said to me that there's always... Oh God, how did he word it?
Probably word it in a really nice way, I can't lie.
He's very good with words.
He is really good. I love him. Him and Dami, beautiful people.
They're my guys. He, oh my God, how did he... Do you know, I'm only saying that because his video has only just popped up on my phone. That's why I'm thinking of him. How did he word it? You're always going to be pulled back, and there are always certain things you won't be able to do in your relationship. It's always restrictive and limited. You know, I remember when I dated a DL man when I was 20, he was 18. And I was 20 and he was 18. I remember going to pay for parking, right? And he saw his neighbour and literally just panicked. And I thought because I'm not really an affectionate person. Like I can be when I want to be, but not really majorly. And I said to him, we literally look like breadwins. He wouldn't have even told. The fact that you've actually panicked and shifted away makes it look more sus. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously after a few more experiences after that, I was like, this isn't for me.
Yeah. Mine was trying to, you instinctively try to hold somebody's hand.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm thinking I've left Nigeria to come to this country to be free, and you're telling me that in London I can't hold your hand. What is this? This is not why I left my family behind. This is I came here to be free. I came here because the laws are different. So I want to hold somebody's hand. Listen, I want to hold somebody's hand. I want to walk down the road, man. I want to kiss you out in public.
You're PDA babe.
If I like you.
Hot.
If I like you.
That.
If I like you, I don't give a shit. If I like, and it can be very annoying because sometimes when I go out, especially to events, people want to come and say hello, or you can feel people looking at you, and I say this because I feel like almost not every day, but sometimes I just see people talking about me online about something, and I'm like, how did you get that information? Like, how could you have possibly? Anyway, the
internet's so scary.
Bro, the internet last year showed me Pepe. That's a Nigerian phrase for it. It was the internet. I almost quit TikTok. I almost completely quit TikTok. It was. Yeah.
I think it's about finding the balance. Have you found it? Because would you say, are you actively online all the time?
I am, but I think my view towards social media has definitely changed.
Okay.
So before, I used to scroll a lot, look at people's comments, and then I've gotten reposted. So in Nigeria, it's very common for my videos, especially my lesbian videos, where I talk about being a lesbian, to kind of blow up and end up in different people's news feeds. End up on Facebook, on Instagram. My parents' friends send it to them a lot, so they have to kind of deal with that. And obviously, it's just homophobic comments upon homophobic comments. I can top any homophobic comment that somebody has gotten. I've probably gotten thousands of people telling me that I am disgusting, I should die, all sorts of things. And last year, it really, really, really got bad. And I think it's because I made a video last year saying I'm a Nigerian lesbian, of course, and that one went viral. And then the people just hated me. And so I really got through a time where I was really sad. Like, I was like, this is not fun anymore. This is just any video I put, somebody's about to say something. They're ready to say something. And then I started to learn that the more you got popular, the people that you work with, if anything happens, people were actually saying to me, "Oh, I'll expose you online." That happened like 2 or 3 times. So, but it made me realize, screw. And I remember somebody said, "You're not Beyonce." How the do you know? Do you see Beyonce when she's home? She might look like me. Listen, I said, Beyonce gets a lot of views. Now, nobody should tell me I'm not Beyonce, because... But Beyonce gets a lot of views. She also gets a lot of comments. Beyonce is currently going through all sorts of stuff. We all know what's happening in the news. Yeah. My girl will still turn up in a horse and a hat and sing those songs. Because once she's going to make her money, she has to take care of her family. And I feel like it's the same thing for me now. Before I used to think, oh my God, what horrible comments. Now I'm thinking, bro, I'm so popular. Like, I'm actually people are talking about me when I'm not even talking about myself.
You'd be amazed how the bad comments can actually turn into so much more.
It's not every bad comment. Before people go around and start making bad things, it's not every bad comment. But I've learned to turn that homophobia into, like what I was saying before. So you're seeing a lesbian for the first time. Good. The next lesbian you see, it won't be your first one. It's almost like I would take it. Like I would take.
You're a trendsetter, is what you are. You're the goat.
I like it. The G-O-A-T. I passed. You wouldn't think I passed. I was actually very good at English, but you wouldn't know that.
I can tell. You speak very well.
Do you know people get very confused about my accent? They get very
so
confused.
Nigerian. What do you mean?
So it's because
so Nigerian.
I've lived here for about 10 years in the UK, right? Yeah. So I did pick up, obviously, a British accent, also because when I first came here, the people were very racist. And so literally when I first came here, they used to make monkey sounds when I used to talk. So I went out of my way.
What's wrong with people?
Listen, I went out of my way to learn how to speak in a British accent. I used to practice the words.
Yeah.
I used to watch television and like get your little like 1-2 words, that kind of thing, to practice it, to use it so that people wouldn't ask me, where are you from? because I didn't want people to ask me that. Because then when I said Nigeria, automatically you don't want to be my friend. You want to push me to the side and put me with the other Nigerians who've just come off the boat and are also in the ACS society. But we sip our drink because that's how it was.
Yeah.
If you're Nigerian, come. What kind? Did you just have? Do you live here or do you just move here? You just moved here. Yeah. These are your friends for the rest of uni. These are your friends. Like this is who you're gonna. The international students. You're an international student.
I see.
And even I can't lie. Even around, I don't know. It just made it easier. The way people talk to you. People start talking to you slower when you have a Nigerian accent. Oh, so how is that for you? That's so lovely. I've heard, bro. I'm not a child, you know.
Do you know what I talk about the most about the English, right? As an English person, right? I know so many English people that didn't get their GCSE in English, and here you are trying to cuss immigrants for being able to talk 2 or 3 languages. I don't mess with it. So
It's
deluded.
normal. It's honestly, see, I love accents. I can do a really good American one if I really wanted to. I love accents. I like to switch my accent when I want to. But if I'm in the UK, probably have a UK accent. If I'm in Nigeria, that's my natural, normal accent is having a Nigerian accent. But sometimes it's very strong.
Yeah.
So people...
I like it.
Thank you. I don't think it's the sexiest. Like you would never really see like... I guess you will, but like you never really see a sex video and then somebody like, yes, go baby, that feels good. It doesn't have the je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I don't really watch porn, to be fair, but I can't really subscribe to Nigerian porn. I mean, I love Nigerian men, so I probably would, to be fair, but...
I feel like why are we talking about this? But I feel like the Nigerian porn scene is very saturated. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
I just feel like it really is.
Noted.
In the last couple of years, and I just see it pop up, especially on Twitter. Are you on Twitter? These just pop up
There's
out
a
nowhere.
lot. Twitter's very crazy for porn, isn't it?
Twitter, that app is dangerous.
Uncensored.
Very compared to all the other apps, it is very uncensored.
TikTok wouldn't even make it to the uploads.
No. Saying that though, and I wouldn't say who it is, but I'll show you the. So yesterday I was on TikTok scrolling. Why are you laughing?
Sorry.
I was on TikTok scrolling, and somebody that we both know posted a video of somebody else.
You and I.
You probably know her. I can't lie. And
Okay.
I remember messaging my group chat like she did not do this.
Oh God.
I want to show you so badly.
Hang on, we'll cut the name out. We won't say a name. All we'll do is we'll just have my reaction because I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, we won't say a name, right? But you.
Oh God, I hope I don't know who this is.
So it wasn't bad, and I have a feeling that she didn't mean it.
Is it still there?
It got reposted. So this is the video. I was scrolling on my For You page. Yeah. Now the person that posted this is.
Yeah. I know her. Yeah.
I said this had been up for a couple of minutes now.
Is it still there?
It's not there, but it got reposted. It was deleted then reposted, and then now it's been reposted again, but it's been cropped. Yeah,
everyone knows who she is. I was like, I don't know if I know who she is, but yeah,
it's one of them. It's one of them ones.
Yeah,
but
I love her.
But yeah, I do like her work ethic. I love people that work.
Yeah,
I do love her work ethic. That's why I don't think it's her that did it. I don't think it was intentional.
She has money. It would have been it would have been an editor or something.
It would yeah, you're right. Because I saw that. Because that's because we were talking about things that were censored, and I was like, wait, you have to do a double take because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So it was one of them things but no, TikTok is very good at censoring things except for homophobia.
Yeah. Do you know what? I reported something from a podcast ages ago, right? And this, trigger warning, this guy on a podcast was talking about, he was reading a dilemma about someone splitting a condom on purpose.
Right.
I was like, well, that's obviously not consent. So I reported it, and they came back and were like, there's nothing to report.
They do that.
For like ape comments.
It's very interesting to TikTok because they can really be very, very strict about they can take down your page or whatever. But in terms of homophobia, racism, I see that being rife. I see that rife and thriving.
Yeah.
And people have been talking about this for years, but with all the monetization on TikTok, you would think that there was something in place for that. But something I realized this December, because I spent December in Nigeria, Nigerians, their TikToks are not monetized.
Oh, for God's sake.
Listen, when someone told me that, because I remember one of my friends that does TikTok, she had a video that went like viral, and I messaged her, I was like, congratulations, you're going to get paid, so
X
well.
amount, yeah.
She was like, we're not monetized. I said, what? I said, yeah, Nigerian TikTok is not monetized. So all the videos you're making, all of you, creatives, and the time you put it inside, you're trying to tell me that TikTok doesn't pay you? No. How do they pay you? They pay you if you have somebody else in a different country who you can use their VPN or something like that.
There shouldn't be a loophole though. That's like
there shouldn't have to be a loophole.
No, that's
there
what I'm
shouldn't
saying.
have to be a loophole.
No.
See, these are things that we should be fighting against. Not you're gay online. We should talk about maybe making all of us money. That's something that we should probably talk about is making money and how we can all do that and bring ourselves up, as opposed to how we can bring ourselves down. Nigerians.
I mean, I haven't been, but I would love to go.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Nigeria. I have quite a few friends that just did Datty December.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
Do you know what? I've actually never really experienced straight clubs in Nigeria, per se. I've been to a few, but when I go to Nigeria, it's a very gay trip.
Let's talk then. So, like, how do we... Because and this is obviously an outsider, so when I think of like the gay scene in Nigeria going to clubs, I think of it a bit like, have you seen Sex Education?
Yes.
You know the scene where,
yes.
Oh, do you know what? In that scene, I genuinely thought they were going to kill him.
Me too. I thought they were going to be cool. They were going to so many things were going to happen, but it's similar to that. It actually is similar to that.
Like an underground scene?
It is underground,
cool.
But it is... If you're in the scene, you know it. If you're in the scene, you know that, like, for example, June is when we have Pride. So June is just back-to-back events. December as well, we have back-to-back events. It's just like very key times. Every time it's a key time in Nigeria, it's also a key time for the gays. The truth is that, as we said earlier, there's 1 in 5 people who are gay.
Yeah.
Nigeria literally has millions of people. It's one of the most... Lagos is one of the most overpopulated cities in the world. Mm-hmm. So you can just imagine, if 1 in 5 people are gay, do the math on how many people in Nigeria... are gay.
Because I remember the situation with you as well with the hotel.
Yes.
That was you, wasn't it?
That was me.
Yeah. Did you find... How did that end?
They slept at my house.
Okay. Cool.
So that's how it ended.
Okay.
It was... Yeah, so... I had booked accommodation for my staff security team, who are also queer women, and they were kicked out of the hotel, because... of how they looked, essentially. There was no reasoning behind it. It was a very traumatic night. And
I bet.
Yeah, and trying to find another accommodation in a very short period of time. We were in a very dark place. We were in the middle of nowhere. It was very dangerous. So yeah, they stayed at my house. So drove back to my house. I made the bed in the spare room.
Are you in Lagos?
I was in Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah, so they stayed at my house in Lagos. Made the bed, made them as comfortable as possible, gave everybody water, did the sheets, everything. I even put fairy lights in the room because I felt so bad, because it was just I'm really summarizing it, but it was a very, very traumatic night where a person has the power really and truly to just shout, gay, 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 or this one is a gay, and everybody will just come out of nowhere, the woodworks. You just that's how guerrilla justice works. There's people who don't have jobs. They just kind of stand around and hope for something exciting to happen. If you're telling them that there's 4 lesbian women outside shouting to get into a hotel, you're welcoming them. You're welcoming them to do something, to get money from you, beat you, or completely worse, which is usually the case. So at that point, it was just too scary. It was too scary to find a place that late at night. And the truth is that anywhere we would have gone, once they would have seen us on the reception, they wouldn't have let us go inside. So yeah, they just stayed at my house. And then in the morning, we sorted it out. I sorted it out in the morning. I ended up getting them a hotel that was more of an international hotel.
Okay.
So something that people will probably stay if they're coming to Nigeria, as opposed to more of a local hotel, which was good value, but doesn't need to be flashy, because you're here to work. It's
not a leisure trip.
It's not exactly. You're working throughout the night. You're really just throughout the day just sleeping. So, ended up getting them a hotel that cost me so much, because it was also on the island, which is a lot more liberal area. But it was worth it at that point because they felt safe. And if they're security, I would hope that the security felt safe in order to keep us safe. Because if they don't feel safe, they can't keep us safe. So, but yeah, they're a good bunch.
How do you navigate embracing queer culture as well as like Nigerian culture? How do the two like interconnect?
So before, I used to believe that they were completely two different entities and you could not You cannot bring those two together because they're just not made for each other. Until I realized that I am literally those two entities. I am Nigerian and I am gay. So the existence is possible because I exist. And when you realize that it is simply just as you are. So I have a Nigerian accent, and I make jokes sometimes, in my accent, and people find it very funny. That's a gay person telling a joke. That's one perspective. That's a Nigerian person telling a joke. That's one perspective. As a black person telling a joke, that's one perspective. I'm all those things. And I'm always going to be all those things. When I run an event, same thing. I'm a lesbian woman running an event. I'm also a black woman running an event. I'm also a Nigerian woman running an event. And so everything about me, anything that has to do with who I am and my culture and who I am as a person is integrated because that is who I am. It is what I was born with. So it just kind of comes together.
I think you're such an inspiration.
Thank you.
I think you're great.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to see how the year goes for you because I just think you've done and will continue to do so much great stuff.
I'm scared to see how the year goes for me. I can't lie.
I'm going to be optimistic for you.
I'm optimistic, but I'm optimistic.
A bit of fear can be a good thing.
True.
Keeps you vigilant.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
True.
So let's talk about obviously where I'm going to find my future husband in a few weeks.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, because I keep on pronouncing this wrong. All right.
Adire. Mm-hmm.
Adire Nights. Okay, cool. So how long has this been a thing for? Did it start last year?
We've already had one event.
Do you know what? I did think that because I was thinking, where have all the posts gone?
It just seems like it's just,
Your marketing team are doing the most.
I am the marketing team.
You are doing the most.
I've actually been doing marketing for the last, as my 9 to 5, for the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah. So we're starting this. I control all our marketing and I do all our graphics, all our videos. In fact, I shoot, unless I usually say somebody else shot it, but when it comes to our videos, I'm usually the one that shoots it.
Amazing.
And it literally is a passion. I really enjoy marketing. I do it as a 9 to 5 and I really enjoy it. I think there's so much potential. I'm really a nerd when it comes to marketing, especially social media marketing. And so when it came to this, it was like a personal project. It's like something I'm doing, but at the same time, if a client was to come to me, this is how I would do the project if a client was to come to me. So it's been really fun. I can't lie. I'm a nerd when it comes to marketing.
Wicked. When was the first event then? When was it? Was it in the summer?
So Adire's first event was in October.
Okay, nice.
And that one we sold out 2 months before it started. And that was very much, I was first looking at a venue for 50 people and I ended up getting a venue for 150 people and it was full. It was packed out and people were trying to get tickets at the end. People couldn't get tickets. And so I think it's really we hit a niche. We hit a very, very key niche is, and I think I mentioned it, when I was saying that gay black men want somewhere to go to where there's people that look like them. Gay people don't want to be around people that look like gay black people, especially gay African people. Like when I came to this country, they put me to the side as an international student that you are a Nigerian, go here. Adire Nights is if you're black, if you're African, if you're queer, you just want to dance and enjoy yourself. This is the space for you. Nobody's putting you in any other corner. This is the space for, this is just for you. And there is not a lot of spaces for black people to start with. Talk less of African black people. Because, we're really in that, I feel like a lot of I don't know about gay events, but a lot of lesbian events nowadays, they pay a lot of bashment. I now know more bashment music than I was ever brought up with music. And now you hear me say, yeah, randomly in my car, because I've just gone to so many queer events. It will be bashment, bit of soca, 10 minutes of Afrobeats. And that's when the Azonto Warriors will come outside and start doing their thing in the middle. The Azonto Warriors and me, they're just doing a little two-step. And then they change it. And then, that's it.
To be honest, the things that I go to probably isn't the best source. I'm just getting Lady Gaga and Beyonce.
I cannot, because I've tried going to a gay club where they were playing that. When you're forcing yourself to enjoy it yourself.
Yeah.
I felt like I was forcing myself. I was so self-aware. It didn't matter how much alcohol I had in me. Somehow I could not give in to the Lady Gaga. I really appreciate her music, but that's not what's going to keep me going.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me feel hot. I think it does make me feel sexy. It doesn't make me like at the Adire Nights last time. We printed posters to go all over the walls. At the end of the night, it was so wet from sweat. The posters, we couldn't use them anymore. We literally was doing like this.
Oh.
Black people, we wanna dance. white people, I can't dance like that to Lady Gaga or Madonna or Taylor Swift. It doesn't work.
It's not the same.
It's no.
I hear it, and I think like there's a very strong like correlation with the idea that if you're gay, you like a certain type of music.
Yeah.
Like I love content creation. I really hope that I can make some waves this year where I can do more
definitely see you do that.
interviewing outside of my podcast. I love rap. Rap's my favorite genre. I love
Me
rap.
too.
I love UK like hip hop and drill. People don't really think that when they see me, right?
No.
So like I'm trying to like get into a space where I can go to these events and like interview the artists, because I was talking to people at Something for Something, and they were like, okay, well, we've got this thing coming up at this gay event, and I love all music, so I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, but like, what about all the rap events that happen in July? Can you put me forward for any of them? Because people don't think of me as someone who wants to talk to rappers. Do you know what I mean? And I think, it's like kind of annoying at the same time, but I kind of think to myself, I'm like, I know more knowledge about UK rap than most of you lot put together.
Do you know what? Reach out to the companies directly. Like if it's a festival, if it's a event space, because I've done quite a few interviews at events or for other people, and a lot of people, I don't have management. I do my own management.
Yeah.
And I would say it's a bit like applying for a job. You're going to send a lot of emails and maybe get a couple of back.
Media accreditation, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you literally have to be, and sometimes, like you said, because nobody's offering or nobody's doing it, a lot of the time they're like, well, actually, yeah, we would like someone to interview them, because nobody's offering in the fact, no one's thinking of us, like no one thinks of us. But if you've seen that, you've clearly seen a gap in the market, I would say put yourself out for it.
Yeah.
Even be like, listen, I'll bring my own what do you call it?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll bring, even at the first one, don't have to pay me, or just pay me whatever. Start getting that like momentum and start being known for it.
I just think it'd be a really cool concept to have like a queer black guy talking to rappers. I think it's such a brand. I think it'd be great.
I think especially because you know about it. When you talk to musicians, they love to talk about their music. You know, I feel nowadays people ask musicians all sorts of questions about their lives and stuff like that. Some people just want to just make music and talk about the music that they are making, because that people don't realize how much that is the reason behind what they're doing.
Also, like, not to be shady, but the other questions are usually distraction because they haven't researched their music enough.
Yes, which is where you come to play, and why the gap in the market, you're about to enter it. Per.
Okay, cool. Nice. But yeah, you will see me there on the 15th. I apologise for my behaviour. What's the capacity for this one? I haven't bought a ticket
300. We haven't actually released tickets.
Okay, I did too. I haven't looked to buy a ticket.
No, you have free entry. You have free entry and a +1, so you're fine. But you're fine. But yeah, it's 300 capacity. It's in Islington. Everybody wanted a bigger venue, so we got a bigger venue, and then we got ACs because I know that people are gonna sweat. People always sweat at Adire.
So exciting, because it's only going to get bigger and better for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to try and contain it. Like, I still definitely...
Make it an intimate space.
Yeah, because with a lot of queer spaces, it's very easy for it to be integrated with a lot of white people, and then becomes not what it used to be.
Yeah.
And this is just me being very blunt and very blatant. That's usually what happens. I really want to, not gatekeep it, because I want it open to everybody, but I really want us to focus on the niche of people that were, I really want it to be black, to be African, to be queer. And I really want to emphasize, it's like, I run a lesbian event in Nigeria. People are like, why don't you just say it's for women only, like just women? Because it's not for all women. That's a dumb question, because it's not for all women. It's for lesbian, queer women. Yeah. Simple as.
I think when you step into those spaces, you need to be like made aware that like you are welcome, but you're not at the forefront. So obviously like, I'm Jamaican and I'm sure I've got some African in me somewhere, and hopefully by the end of the...
No, I think because people always ask like, okay, if I'm white, if I'm not African, can I come? Of course you can come. We want you to enjoy yourselves. Embrace the culture. That's how we get. What I don't want is someone coming and saying, oh, I don't like this music. Then why are you here? Why did you come here?
Why did you rock up?
Or people that just, I don't know. To be fair, there's not really much that can go wrong. If you like Afrobeat music, you like it here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think the concept's great, because as a Jamaican, I probably like Afrobeats more than Bashment.
I love Afrobeats.
Same.
I love Afrobeats. I think I like it because of it gives you permission to dance in a way that's like African dances. You have your eyes look as if you're going through like some kind of, I don't know what it is, but like a demonic. But this is the music going through you. You're waiting. My piano, every beat, do, 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 do. I love music and I love seeing people just intertwined
It's
in
good
the
for the
music.
soul.
Oh my God, it's great. You just feel like, oh my God, I needed that. Like I needed to let that out. I needed to shout out those lyrics. I needed to dance. I needed to just, and that's what I want. I truly want people to enjoy themselves. That's what I want. The same way that I would have enjoyed myself if I was younger and that was an event that came up. I know that I would thrive in that environment. I want everybody to be Beyonce. I want everybody to have that
God,
moment.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I'm so excited. I'm stressed, but I'm excited.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Thank you so much. I look forward to it. I really, I get
I
very excited.
apologize for my behavior.
Oh, I apologize for mine. If you see me kissing somebody, that's not your business.
Hey,
It's a free world.
two, right. Right, okay, we're going to play a segment.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So this is called The Winning Side.
So just put lipstick. The winning side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're all winners and we all deserve to be at the forefront and we all deserve to be the main character of our own story.
Okay.
I've never had to explain it before actually, but I think I did it short and sweet.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So the way this works is, so it's called Side to Side, and basically there's two sides, and you pick which side you side with and your reason why, and I'll give the same.
Okay.
So I'm at the end where I have to really use my brain, so I do apologise if I've repeated these or if they're a bit
That's
like
okay.
math. But I think I've done okay. Okay, right. Side to Side. Actually, before I say so, are you familiar with have you ventured much out of London?
A little bit.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that. Okay, so, right. Side to Side, Travel Lodge or Premier Inn?
Premier Inn.
Yeah.
Premier Inn.
It's a bit too much.
It's
Travel
quality.
Lodge.
Travelodge doesn't always give you that. It gives you B-Tech. Premier Inn gives you quality for your money.
Do you know what? So I stayed in a Travel Lodge in Hackney with two of my friends. Right? We were meant to stay at our friend's house, but they were just being difficult. And I was like, do you know what? I was like, for the sake of X amount of pounds, it's not worth the hassle. Let's just stay here. And it was just like, have I got the picture?
I've stayed at Premier Inn around Hackney, and that was nice. The hotel room was nice.
Yeah.
But Travelodge, I always have bad experiences with them.
Yeah, I can't find the picture. Basically, the sheets were dirty, but it kind of worked in my favor because there was three of us in a two bedroom, so I was able to use it to get excessive amount of sheets and towels. But yeah, it's not the one. I have a friend, who's having a birthday party in a couple of weeks. She lives probably an hour from my house, which obviously just is not plausible when you're drinking.
It's
right?
normal when you're in London. Everyone lives about an hour away.
This isn't London though. This is
okay.
This is out.
Oh yeah, countryside.
Out, countryside. One of them, man. Yeah, big up London though. Still, an hour away. Probably to be fair, probably in between London and my place.
Okay.
My family's home. My family's home. So I said to my friend, I was like, look, can I please sleep on your floor? I'll bring my own sheet. Do you know what I mean? No drama. She's like, oh no, I can't do that. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But to be fair to her, her reasoning was quite valid. She was like, the thing is, if I say yes to you, I have to say yes to everybody.
Yeah,
I was like, do you know what? Cool. Whatever. Cool. So I thought, let me just pay for a hotel for the night, which is somewhat nearby. And yeah, I think the difference between it was £6 or something.
Fair enough.
Between the Travelodge and between the Premier Inn.
So you chose Travelodge?
I chose the Premier Inn.
Oh, good choice.
I thought, let me pay the extra £6.
It's worth it.
My mum was like, but are you going to be spending the night there? I like most of the night. I was like, that's not the point.
It's coming back.
Yeah, it's feeling fresh. But yeah, no, they're a lot cleaner. I feel like Travel Lodges they just need a refurb.
Over the years, they've kind of slowed down. Yeah. They used to be one of the top, I also remember when Travelodge and Premier Inn were very cheap. They're not cheap anymore, £80 a night or something like that. That used to be £20, £30 a night.
To be honest, I'll be honest with you, I think it is just London hotels.
Because Is it cheaper out of London?
Well, so the place where I'm staying at for my friend's birthday is Swindon.
Yeah.
I have paid... It's 40 something. I'm positive. I'm positive it's 40 something.
I feel like that's a bargain in London, but
I don't think you get that in London, to be honest.
Which is surprising and very sad.
Well, you might do in Hounslow or Hillingdon or something or Uxbridge, but you're not near anything. Yeah, 49. 49 it is the hotel.
But I remember when hotels used to be. Travelodge and Premier used to be dirt cheap.
Yeah, well, they were like the go-to, weren't they? The one you could go to save your pennies.
Yeah, but now, no, I guess not.
Yeah, and you know what? It's really interesting because like even like hostels are really expensive. I remember when I
Really?
came, like I remember, and like we're talking like shared rooms. I remember when I was like 18 and I came to London to see Frank Ocean.
Nice.
Yeah, it was so good. And my friends just bailed basically, and I thought, well, I need to like be there, so I need to like make it happen. I stayed like in a travel lodge, not a travel lodge, sorry. I get my words mixed up. Thank you, a hostel, and it was like super expensive.
I'm so confused. Why would that be? Why?
I don't know. I feel like it's because it's cheaper than a hotel. It's cheaper than a hotel,
Okay.
but it still attracts tourists, so they need to rinse you somehow. It was called the Generator. I don't know if it's still a thing or if it's still around.
Like a terrible name.
And then they put me in the wrong room, so they like woke me up and like we put you in the wrong room, and I thought, but can't you put the person in my? But yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. Okay, Premier Inn ×2. Cool. Starter or dessert?
Dessert, because in the UK, you guys starters are not what I will call a starter. You guys can just put something in front of me and call it a starter. I mostly don't eat the starters.
What is the biggest like UK culture shock?
Apart from the food, no, the food was a big culture shock because I remember like going to someone's house for like Christmas dinner or something like that and seeing their spread and thinking, "There's no way that is your food." Like that is what like.
We're scared of seasoning.
It's not just even seasoning. It was just like crisps, you know, a couple of pieces of ham, salad, just like random bits of food. I feel like not like a meal, more that something that you will be hungry in an hour. That's all I'm thinking. Surely in 1 hour you will come back here to snack again because
we are big snackers here.
You guys are.
We have to be because our meals are empty.
True, very true. But yeah, I forgot what the question.
Dessert or starter?
Oh, sorry, I got distracted.
That's right, you're good. That was my fault.
But I would say dessert
Cool.
because I always feel like a dessert is going to be better than a starter. And I used to be a pastry chef, so I always like to judge people's desserts.
I love that. What's the best thing you can make? You're a cook. You're a good cook.
Something.
Good chef even.
So when I was a pastry chef, I used to work in fine dining.
Cool.
I hated it because of how much pressure it was, but I learned a lot. It made me, there's some things I can just automatically with my hands and I'm very proud of it. I can make this apple tart and I can make it out of blown sugar, but it looks like an actual apple and you crack the apple and the tart is inside.
Nice.
And that's probably the coolest thing that I can still make till today. Everything else, probably took me a very long time.
Sounds tasty.
It is very tasty.
Yeah, fair, noted. Do you know what? I'm rethinking my choices now you said that because you're right. Because a lot of the stuff you can have for start, a lot of waiters or waitresses would be like, oh, do you just want that in the main?
Yeah.
But obviously, like it should be like a distinctive thing to put as a starter.
If it's a starter, chicken wings, that's a nice starter. Like you get then bruschetta, that's a nice starter. I've been to a place that gave me half a lettuce and a bit of sauce on it. And that was the starter. It was like, iceberg lettuce.
In the UK?
In the UK.
That's a bit rogue.
Yeah, it was just like, just going to give you like a bowl of lettuce and just a bit of sauce on it.
I don't know what to
it was
feel
Miller
about
and
that.
Carter.
See, I'm not a veggie, so I wouldn't. Sorry, no.
I'm not
I'm not a veggie. I am a veggie.
Oh, you are a vegetarian.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not a veggie. Yeah, I'm a veggie, so I don't think I'd really set foot in a steakhouse.
Fair, makes sense.
But that's really rogue though.
Yeah.
Lettuce in it. I'm going to say dessert. I think I love a churro.
Ooh, everyone's been talking about churros recently.
Do you have any lounges like near where you live?
Not really.
There's one in Ealing which is really good. Me and my friend Hood are like going, and they do really good churros.
Is it?
Yeah,
Ooh.
really good churros. Or like
Oh, now I want churros.
Like caramel, like chocolate.
Now I want churros.
Banging. Okay. Did I say start? I said dessert, didn't I? Okay, right, cool. Okay, earning more or earning less than who you're dating?
Earning more, because I know that I can take care of that person. I don't have to worry. If I'm earning less, then I'm hoping that she's either earning enough for both of us, or that she's doing something that But if I'm earning more, I know that we don't have to worry. Every month, I know that we can pay our rent because even if you can't pay it, I can pay it. So I'd rather be paying more to make sure that I'm gonna be there for you. Yeah, I feel like I have a very dom mentality. I keep telling my people, like, no, you're not very studdish. I don't care. It's inside me. It's not on the outside. It's on the inside.
You're a blend.
I am a blend. I'm a dom femme.
I love a blend.
A dom femme.
Per. Is your type femmes?
My type is women.
Yeah, fair.
My type, I say this because people always like, what do you like? I've dated femmes, studs, and everybody in between.
Yeah, if it works, it works, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. I just don't put a label on me. Like, don't put
Cool.
like a heteronormative label and think that this is the man and the woman. That happens a lot, especially when you date, I guess, more masculine presenting people. I don't want that. It will shock you that I also want to take you out, and I also want to sometimes, if you're sad, you come over my arm. Like, it's not just always me on your arm. Like, you come over my arm. Like,
yeah. So I hear it. Like, I find that I've like gravitated more towards like more like men who are quirky. I like men who can take charge and look after me if needs be, but I can also look after you. But I like you to be sensitive and vulnerable. I think when I was like quite insecure, it had to be like very mask presenting, and now I'm like, it's just so boring.
no, it is.
It's too much. I have a friend, right, who's like, and to be fair, he is naturally like that, so he can't help it, but he's very, very masculine. And sometimes I think, why am I listening to Top Boy? That's genuinely what it feels like. I think this is it's too much. It's too much. And I think people are quite fearful of femininity.
Yes, they are. They are.
I love femininity.
I think they think it shows a more vulnerable side, and that.
Fine by me.
Listen, but I feel like they just. I've had many experiences with dating masculine presenting women where they really struggled when it came to intimacy, because they didn't really want to let go of that. I don't know. They just it holds me back a little. I want to please my partner as much as you want to please me, and if I can't please you, and a lot of the time, I hate to say this, but a lot of the time they usually like, oh, don't do this, but I know exactly what like. They usually have a way that they orgasm. I'm just gonna say, if you meet a touch me not is someone that, I don't know if you had that in the gay world. In lesbian world, is somebody that doesn't want to be touched here or down there. So it's like a lesbian that doesn't want you to touch them in that kind of way. No fingers up there, nothing. So,
it's not coming to mind. I know men who won't suck dick. I don't know if that kind of is.
It's like that, but they don't want it done to them. So
Okay.
let's say that you were a masculine presenting woman that I was dating, and we were about to engage in intercourse. Exactly, you're embodying it perfectly. Now, if I'm gonna try and go for your chest, you don't want me to touch your chest. No chest. Go down there. You don't want me to put no fingers down there. You don't want to be held in a certain way that's gonna make you feel too feminine. Yeah, it's been a thing. It's been a thing for.
I don't think that's the thing as much with men, but yeah, I can kind of understand them. Okay.
But one thing I will say is that the touch me nots, they do know how to get themselves off. Like this is because I've had a lot of extensive research and experience. Yes, they usually will tell you, and they usually would know exactly how they orgasm. Exactly. They will tell you straight up. Sometimes, and I say this again because of due to experience, they probably do it themselves. They're probably very okay with you guys having your own situation and then finishing off themselves in the way that they know how to. Otherwise, they know exactly how to get themselves off, and they once they're done. I don't know how to explain it. With all my experiences, people who are touched, especially the ones who are touch me not, they will tell me, this is how I orgasm. We are going to do A, B, C, D, not anything impromptu. No, A, B, C, D, and this is how I'm going to orgasm.
I don't think I could be with someone like that.
I've had the experience.
And you have to go through it to know not to be with it, But yeah, fair.
I understand it. I understand. I think there's a lot of things to it. A lot of things, but we could talk about that.
Yeah, fair. So you want to be the one that earns more?
I would prefer if we both earn the same amount, so that we can both enjoy a certain lifestyle. But maybe it's the Nigerian in me. I don't mind if I earn more because it gives me the security that we're okay. Because I know that we're okay.
Yeah, but could you not say the same, that you know that you're okay if they make good money? Or is it not the same if it's not you? Is it not the same than if you're not the one who has the money coming into your account?
Yes, it's not. It's not, and it also means that I don't know, unless I really trust you to the point where I'm like, this person can really take care of our finances.
Yeah.
I trust me to take care of the finance. I'm a very responsible person. Like, I'm the one that people go to keep secrets or do, I'm the responsible one, basically. If you want to give someone your keys and you don't want to lose them, I'm the one that you give. So I know that I'll take care of us and I'll have things down to a T. depends on how you are. And I trust myself more.
Okay.
So
Fair. You know yourself better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Completely valid. Okay. What would I rather?
I'm curious.
I've manifested that eventually when this comes to life and gets to the level it wants to be, I will without a doubt make more money than who I'm with. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I have to manifest it. Yeah. But like, I find that like, if you can't provide financially for me, or if I can't provide financially for you, you need to compensate in some sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, it's very much like, okay, if you can't provide for me financially, how about emotionally or intellectually? You have to provide something. I feel like expecting an equal amount isn't realistic. I just don't think it's possible.
You're never going to give 50-50.
No.
It's going to be sometimes 80-20. It's going to be 40-60. Like, it's never going to be 100%.
Yeah.
And I think it's knowing that you're in a relationship. It's two people. Like, you're completely two different individuals coming together and trying to form something, you know, after being brought up in such different worlds. It's never, ever going to be 50-50.
Sure.
And I don't know. I think that's what people should know about relationships.
Yeah, it's never the dynamic is never equal. But if you can match me on something else, great. You know, like I find that like, okay, so I don't make crazy money now, not enough to be independent anyway. Well, super independent, but like I think I'm more mature than most 25-year-olds. I have better.
You are. I'll give you that.
I have more like emotional availability than most 25-year-olds. There's a lot of things about me that are really great.
I'm glad that you know this because
it's
true.
I'm trying to like talk nicely about myself this year. So I know that if I was to like date someone who had sufficient amounts of income for whatever reason, I would be able to provide something else which equates, you know?
Yeah, so. I've been in a situation where there was this very DL lesbian. I would not say her name. She's very DL.
Still.
Sad. But money. You know when Nigerians have money?
Yeah, I do.
No, she had money. And we never dated, but she asked me out. And the first thing I said to her was, I can't afford you. I said, I can't afford you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, where are we supposed to go on a date? It's not the same. It's not the same.
We're not on the same bracket, babe. We're not on the same bracket.
I've never stepped into Nobu. I don't know what you guys eat there. Anyway, shout out to her. We would have been a lovely rich couple, but I said no.
We move.
Hey,
maybe I have nothing to say to her. I actually have nothing to say. I just hope she's well.
I hope she's well. She probably is well.
Cool. I'm rich, apparently.
Still very rich. Still very much rich.
Okay. Countryside or city?
Do you know what? Countryside. I'm part German. Many people don't know that. I'm part German.
Both your parents.
My dad is Nigerian and my mom is mixed. My mom is Nigerian and German.
I did, okay, because when I gave you like a really heavy stalk, I was like, okay, I think her mum's mixed.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
So part German, and we used to go to Germany when I was younger, like during summer, the countryside to spend time with my aunties and my cousins.
Nice.
And it was literally the countryside, and I really like it. I think it's very peaceful.
So peaceful.
I love going to like a cabin or like a Airbnb that's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of joy just to be outside. I don't know, I like it. So definitely countryside.
You should do one of those retreats. Have you seen those ones where you go to like log cabins and you lock your phone in those boxes?
Ooh.
They look really cool. They're so expensive, but they look great.
My issue is I love horror movies. And if every horror movie I've seen, that's a bad idea. Because even if I tell my mom, I'm going to a cabin. You like to go to your cabin in the middle of nowhere. Where are you going? This place. And I'm locking my phone. My mother will come there and drag me back home.
I do get it because like if something happens, how would you get contacted?
I need to be tracked at all times. I need to be...
As a 29-year-old woman.
I'm 29 in April. I'm still 28.
Oh, sorry. As a 28-year-old woman.
Still 28. 28-year-old, yeah.
Yeah. Fair. I've become more appreciative of the countryside now I've gotten older because when I stay here, it's so loud. Like
It's
all
loud.
the time, all the time. I don't think I have friends like all over, right, in the city, which is really good. It's really handy. But there isn't a spot to go to where like it's not loud.
There isn't. I don't know. You're right.
Apart from like Barnes, you been to Barnes?
No.
Oh, it's so nice. Let me show you. So my friends have a podcast there. Maybe not. Let me not bait them out. So my friends have a podcast there, right? And I remember them saying to me, "Oh, like this is where the show is. Like park here and there. There's no like permit." I thought, "What do you mean there's no permit? It's London. How's there no permit?" But it's literally. Hang on, let me find a picture. Because there's no tube or anything. Honestly, it's so out of touch. Like you wouldn't even think it's London. Like, that doesn't really do it justice. I mean.
Oh, but it's a lovely river, though. I get what you're saying. It definitely has that feel. Barnes Village in London.
Very rogue. It's not. Do you know? It's not too far from here because I drove here after because I had a show after. It's probably just under half an hour. It wasn't too bad.
Ruislip, you know Ruislip Lido? Have you seen Ruislip Lido? It's like a
I'm not
beach,
sure.
and Ruislip is in London as well, so on the outskirts. And they have like this beach. It's like a man-made beach.
Okay.
It's like a sandy beach with like a lake, and in summertime it gets rammed. But
Yeah,
it's
I bet.
there's a few places in London that feel like it's not London.
A lot of hidden gems, but I think with a city this big,
There's so much to explore.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say like every borough you go to is completely different, and there's always something that you realize, oh my God, this is here. Oh my God, that is here. I think I'm in my adult years now, I'm just experiencing London, getting to know what London actually has to offer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it is a very, very, very big city with a lot of things going on at the same time.
I like it.
Me too. It's fun. I kind of want to switch sides now. I'm making the city sound better than the countryside. Stick to countryside. Stick to countryside.
My plan is to live here until I'm established, and then I'll have people that will pay for me to come in and out.
I hear that, and I pray for that. For you.
That's what I'm thinking. But I do think I think for what we want to do and what we are doing, you have to be in London. Really, you just have to be. And we can go on about how great it would be for it to be in other spaces. They just don't have the accessibility.
No, the only way it would work is if a bunch of Black people from London, it's a couple thousands of us, moved to a different part.
But why would they?
Exactly. But I think that's what's missing. One of the reasons why I feel it's difficult to live in the countryside, as a Black person, for example, is because you'd have to come to London to do your hair. You'd have to come to London to shop, or your nearest area to shop. It's usually most people that where they live, they know where the nearest Black hair shop is, the nearest African shop is, or Afro-Caribbean shop to buy your food. And it becomes more expensive and it becomes more tedious to start to do that. Ideally, a bunch of us will but again, but then again, why would we?
Why would you know? Like, I think where my family home, I think there's 3 like African shops, maybe something like that. And it's a relatively like bigger city. Obviously, it's not like London size, but the capacity is like 100,000.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people. To only have like 3 African shops is nothing. But I will say, let me say city for the time being. I might switch up in 5 years. Cool. Okay, yeah. Winter clothing or summer clothing?
Summer clothing. I grew up in Nigeria. We don't have cold. So...
Very jealous.
It was like 30 degrees in Lagos, and I came to UK, it's like -4. I was like, what the no, summer clothes, it's easy. I can put on just a pair of flip-flop shorts and t-shirt. I'm ready to leave my house. And then, tell me why it took me 30 minutes to get ready today, as in just to get an outfit. I'm thinking, what looks good when it's been layered? That's not going to make me look layered. It's going to make me look put together. Yeah, not layered. And
you do look put together.
I tried really hard, so I really appreciate that. I tried really hard, so thank you.
I actually think winter clothes look nicer.
If you can style it, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can style clothes, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like summer clothes can be quite lazy.
That is me.
Yeah.
That is me.
But I feel like it puts more I like winter coats and like a sweater.
I know you know what boo-boos are, like these oversized dresses, the African auntie dresses.
Yeah.
I love to wear them. Summertime, easy, boom, leave the house, booby dress. Simple. easy.
Yeah.
That's I can live in that.
That's what I'm trying to say. That like I do think like when I'm more appreciative of it because it's like you put more thought into it.
Do you drive? I feel like when you drive, like your outfit changes a bit when it's winter time. Like if you like, for example, me coming here, I don't really have to think about a coat. But if I'm going out in central London, I'm going to be there for a while, I'm going to think about how my coat's going to look like in my outfit. But if you drive, really and truly, once you get in through the doors, like you can just take off your
I hear that. Like literally earlier on today, before I left my house, my mum was like, "Are you not going to wear a sweater?" I said no. She was like, "But it's cold." I was like, "I've got a coat. It's fine." I wear my sliders everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
Yeah, just more accessible.
It's comfortable.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, so I want to play a little game quickly with you. It's basically like testing. Let's call it testing Kemi's queer black knowledge. Actually, is it all black? Vast majority.
It can just be queer knowledge.
Yeah, let's mix it up a bit. Okay, so do you know what? This is actually kind of good in the way because one of my I don't like resolutions because I just think if they're resolutions, you should just get on with it prior. But one of my things for the new year is to drink less, right?
Okay.
So like, and I thought this like a few weeks back. And then everyone was, oh, but what about Christmas? And I thought, do you know what? If I'm using that as an excuse, it just isn't going to start. And then it'll be like January and then my birthday's in February. I was like, it just doesn't work. I was like, let me start now. So it's kind of good when I said to you, when you're drinking, you're like, no. I was like, okay, do you know what? That actually works in my favour. There's me avoiding temptation. So yeah, it's just a couple of questions to test knowledge, basically. So, yeah, okay, cool. Right. So what is the first African country to legalise gay marriage?
Was South Africa?
Are you locking in South Africa?
Oh, you have a very good poker face. Your face is not giving nothing away. I will think it's South Africa. Yeah, I'll lock that in.
I'm pretty sure South Africa's the only one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was in my head. I'm like, what other countries?
I'm pretty sure South Africa's the only one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
which is really sad because Africa's huge.
There's over 52 countries where it's illegal to be gay in Africa.
Manifest.
Yeah.
Because I read an article last night, and I was like, that can't be right. So I thought, let me just read another one. And they're just pages and pages. And I thought, because South Africa is very gay. Like very gay. And I thought, okay.
Have you been? I haven't been.
I haven't been, but
really want to go.
I have South African friends and I've heard a lot about it. And I think I just wouldn't come back, to be honest.
I think I would love it.
Yeah. I don't think you'd come back either.
I don't think I'd come back either. No, I don't think so. I think it might as well. I'm not coming back.
There are some places that just have too much temptation. Like, you know what? It's a one-way ticket.
The girls. Wow. Yeah, that would be a nice time.
But they just all look like Shooty Gat. Actually, no, they probably don't, to be fair. But if they did, I miss him. I've never met him, but I still miss him. I watched this in the hope that there's someone who's out there who can get me to interview him, so I just have to talk about him.
Who is this?
Shooty Gatwa, Eric from Sex Education, Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah. I know where he does his hair. Okay. If you want to stalk.
There's too many links in this loading down. Okay, so this is multiple choice.
Okay.
So I don't know what accreditation this is, but apparently it's well known. So what is the safest holiday destination for gay couples? Gran Canaria, Malta, or Sweden?
Gran Canaria.
You looking in Gran Canaria?
Oh, I feel like the bait one would have been Sweden, but I think
they're all very gay for what it's worth. Yeah,
I'll say Gran Canaria.
So apparently not. Apparently it's Malta, which is confusing me because I thought Gran Canaria was the gay capital of Europe.
I've been to Malta. It didn't scream gay as much as it screamed it in Gran Canaria.
I loved Gran Canaria when I went.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just like to go to little islands.
Yeah.
Plus it's cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. Yeah.
I like a bargain.
I like a bargain. Very anti. No, I hear it. But yeah, no, Malta apparently. I've never been to Malta.
I've been to Malta, but Malta was when I went there because they shot the Game of Thrones there, and I'm a big nerd, and I wanted to see so I wanted to see the different places, but I didn't get a gay vibe from.
Were you in a gay park?
Maybe I wasn't in a gay park. Maybe I was in a gay park.
Because maybe the gay part is really gay, so it evens it out. It gays out for the whole country. I want to go now. Yeah.
I want to go now.
Let me do some research and forward it on to you because I'm intrigued. Okay, cool. I couldn't believe this. This is from 2021, so I don't know if it's changed.
Okay.
What % of people in the UK identify as LGBTQI+?
I'd say 30%.
30%.
30, 35.
Do you want to try again?
Is it lower or higher?
Lower.
Lower? God, 15?
1.5.
What?
But you got to think, identify. They could be in denial, DL, take it, but don't want to admit it.
1%.
1.5%. Because how many people are in Britain? Is it 60 million? So that's like what? That's
To be fair, I get it.
60 million, 6 million, like 600,000.
I guess it because London can make you believe that the whole of the UK is like super like modern
It's
and
not like
forward
that.
thinking. But the minute you step out of London, people look at you funny for just dressing different. So
It's London, Manchester, and Birmingham.
Yeah,
and then everything else.
yeah, the trios.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do the ones that have good pride. Basically, the ones that have because like I really want to go to Manchester Pride. I've never been, and Birmingham Pride.
Yeah, Birmingham. I love Birmingham
But
Pride.
I really want to go to Manchester Pride.
Yeah,
I feel like it's an experience.
I've never been, to be honest with you.
I just keep seeing it every year, all over my For You page. I feel like it's calling my name.
Need to go. The only thing is, it's the same weekend as Carnival.
But I've never been to Carnival either.
Really?
Because my friends always scare me.
Surprises me.
Yeah, my friends are always scaring me. I hope my friends are watching this. I have a very close knit of friends that I don't really post about. I don't really post about the people who are very close to me. But I know they're going to be watching this because they support me, yeah. They've been telling me that, if you go to Pride, there's a lot of people, it can get very overwhelming. And then men just come and start dancing on you. Like, I don't want that to happen.
Pride or Carnival, sorry.
Carnival. But I like how you thought that they were the same. I mean, fair enough. But apparently men just grab you and then it's this, that, don't with you like in the
I've
middle.
seen some very questionable things at Carnival.
That is very scary to me. So I do want to experience it, but I think on a float.
Yeah. That could be very fun.
Yeah, I would like to be on a float. Yeah. I don't know how to get on the float, but I do want to be on a float.
I don't think a lot of them do, but they still manage to find their way on it. There's a link somewhere.
I'm not going to be climbing. You people know. I can't even know. My time of youth is over. I can't be climbing onto random dust floats because I want to be safe. No, it must be done months in advance.
Documented.
I have to know where I'm going to meet them, how I'm going to enter, where it's going to the last place it's going to go, all the stops, everything. I need to know this.
Guys, sponsors, prides,
I can
brands.
pass as Jamaica or any kind of Caribbean country. I welcome it. Any Caribbean country, they should. I can't be their people. Give me a float at Carnival. This is Carnival.
Pending. Waiting.
Soca.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to revisit this in August and see how it goes.
I'll let you know how
Please do.
the whole float thing went.
And if Shooty happens to be there, let me know. In fact,
will.
actually, no, don't let me know. Drag me there.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh my God, it's here.
Quickly. Speed down the M4.
I got you.
Cool. Thank you very much. Okay. Who is the most listened to black queer artist on Spotify at the moment?
Queer artist?
Queer black artist.
Wow. That would mean they have to be out.
Do you want the multiple choice?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Tyler, the Creator, Doja Cat, or Frank Ocean?
Doja Cat's gay.
She's bisexual. Yeah. Very pretty woman.
Very gorgeous. Doja Cat, Frank Ocean. No, not Frank Ocean. Although he should be there too.
Yeah, Doja Cat, Frank Ocean.
Oh.
Tyler, the Creator.
Frank hasn't really put out. He's put out music, but not like before.
Not for like a long time.
Doja Cat as well has taken a bit of a hiatus, but at the same time, she did have a lot of charts. Like she was like reigning on the charts for a while, so she might be the most popular one. Tyler, the Creator, he's been putting out music.
Love Tyler.
I would say it's either going to be between Tyler and Doja Cat. But I'm going to lock in Tyler, the Creator.
Correct.
Is it?
Yeah. He only just released an album like 4 months ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the only one I can think of that's actually actively still making music that it's out now. Doja puts out singles and hits, but it's been a while for her. Like, so
she likes to rest.
It's like it's a bit like Ice Spice right now is resting. So they're all like in hibernation.
It's winter.
Yeah,
no one wants to be outside.
But I bet they're not by the cold.
No.
They're all on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
Living up their lives.
Phones turned off.
Not making music.
Off the grid.
As you should not be. But yeah, must be now. We will be there. I'm anticipating that for both of us.
Go on.
That we would shoot our podcast and then go back onto our jets and then fly to these islands and then watch back our podcast where we talk about the cold while we're on the islands.
Oh, sucks to be you, UK man.
Oh God!
Couldn't be me.
Just see us in a couple of years. Give it a good couple of years.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. Sweet.
Yeah.
Kemi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been such a pleasure to talk with you.
You too. I'm happy.
I'm happy too. So you're doing great stuff, and also we want more people to tune in and all of that. So where can the people find you and your events and your antics, please?
Sure. So you can find me at Moradeyo on social media, so TikTok and Instagram. That is KEMIDEOO. If you want to go to a queer event in the UK, that's for African Black people that plays Afro beats the entire night. That is Adire Nights, so ADIRE Nights but TikTok and Instagram. If you are in Nigeria and you want to be somewhere safe and around people like you, please just message me, and I can't really put that out here. But just know that there's many places out there for you, and I promise you that you are not alone.
Let's go.
Hey.
Guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
I appreciate you all. My name is Jord Hellwood. This is the Winning Side Pod. And if you see me in Adire Nights talking to the African uncles, mind your business.
You will be.
I will be. Right. See you soon. Big love. Bye.